Plant mode of
Yes. So in thyroid they use radioiodine therapy. Iodine therapy. So we are also in the process of that treatment, but till now we have not done it. But this is the radiation therapy. For example, head and neck cancer patient, lung cancer patient, breast cancer patient, brain tumor. So these are the sites where we
Even for the brain tumor,
actually, that radiosurgery.
Radiotherapy, yes.
So we give a single shot of radiation for 15 minutes. And without anesthesia, we treat brain tumor. We treat brain tumor up to 3 centimeters.
And there is no pain.
No pain, nothing. It's quite wonderful things.
I'm not having like a very high sound or something.
No, nothing. It's silent machine.
Just silent.
You can enjoy, with the environment,
Just
enjoy.
just closing eyes and
Didn't know why.
easy for children.
Around 2 to 3 minutes. That's why we are around 3 more than 100 people. That is the beauty of this machine.
We are only one who can do such radiation.
In Nepal, even part of India, Bhutan.
They come over here.
Yeah, they are coming.
Bhutan is only 2 hours drive from here.
Bhutan, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Bangladesh 2 hours drive from here. Very Mexican India.
So there are missing above that also, which is not physical in this part of what is huge investment, affordability, like cyber knife and all, so in innovation, cyber knife can be for Dubai. Right? Sir, please. Sir. And the one percent request for luxury kind of thing, for extra thing for doing. Yes, we have a special portion designed on each guest. When patient comes for registration, they guide the patient. What is the problem? Who is the patient to that problem? So we have that team that they follow the patient.
And also, if the patient knows exactly where to go, it will be faster for the treatment. Because time is very important.
Yes, that's why we have this kind of support and moving around the globe. What we have to every 18 seconds, every patient, they go and ask, what do you want? What is your problem? What do you
हल्का यहाँ बाटो छोडिदिनु खोइ त पछाडि बसिदिनु त
अब पर्दैन यहाँ पर्दैन है प्लिज यहाँ छैन
म बसिरहेको
भयो भयो यति
पर पनि म भनिहाल्छु
ढोका लगाइदियो ल सबै बिदा ए वेट एकजना
पर्दैन अरे के सुन्नु न
म पनि खिच्छु भन्न खोजेको हो
यता पछाडि ल यो लाइभ गर्ने
Good morning, everyone. I am Rajkumar and I would like to start the program, a short presentation to the Dr. Team and the management of B&C and Durga Cancer Hospital. I want the approval of this practice. Thank you. Respected Chairperson, Ms. Indira Giri, Honorable Chief Guest of today, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Moktum Juma Al Moktum, Special Guest, Mr. Mustafa Usman, Mr. Abdul Fad Mohammed Al Murad Ahmad, Mr. Hussein Mohammed Murad Hussein, Mr. Mohsin Samed Zahid, Mr. Mohammed Yusuf Mahood Mohammed Al Murai, and Executive Director of B&C and Purvanchal Cancer Hospital, Sri Durga Prashai, Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Nirajan Prashai, Board of Director, Dr. Anjali Prashai Karki, Principal of B&C Medical College Teaching Hospital, Dr. Umesh Kumar Sharma, Medical Director of Purvanchal Cancer Hospital, Dr. Birendra Yadav, and all department heads, doctors, nurse, journalists, and all the distinguished guests to present here in the historic day. His Highness, we have planned the schedule up to. From outside the hospital, we will be sharing all the hospital details and the formal program of today. inside this auditorium hall, we will be showing about the B&C and Purvanchal Cancer Hospital of all the projects and the doctors team, what they have did till now and what they are doing in the Dubai and coming days. So I request to come in front Ms. Annie Kumar for his presentation.
Namaste and salam alaikum to everyone present here. It is an honor welcome to Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Moktum bin Juma Al Moktum, a member of the ruling family of Dubai, UAE to Nepal. Majority of Nepalese people consider UAE to be their second home, as we believe UAE is country where we do our good deeds. I wish your visit to Nepal to be successful and fruitful. I am Annie Kumar, and by profession I am a media person and researcher. Working as a media person and researcher, I am closer to nature. Being close to nature, I have a special presentation, especially about the mountain water. And I believe this presentation on the mountain water contains Nepal and UAE for future. Thank you everyone. Have a great day. Life cannot be imagined without water. Not just human life, but entire creatures of the planet survive because of water. That's why water is life. According to a study, 1.2 million people die each year in the world just because of polluted or unsafe water. Main source of water is salt water in the world. Actual occupancy of water on the earth is indeed 97.5%. Out of that, 2.5% is fresh water. Out of the 2.5% fresh water, 68.9% of that exists in mountains, rivers and snow. Out of that, 30.8% water is underground and the remaining 0.3% is in the lakes and rivers. Within that, more drinkable water is in mountains. After the two falls, Asian mountains have more mountain rivers and snow as source of waters. That is why the Asian mountains, especially Mount Everest and its surrounding, is called the third pole of the world. Fresh water exists in this area. Most of the mountains in Asia exist within the border of Nepal and Tibet. Out of 5,358 lakes, more than 2,000 are mountain lakes in Nepal, and more than 6,000 big and small rivers are tributaries of three main river systems in Nepal. So that Nepal is rich in water resources. Mountain rivers of Nepal are actually the main source to make world-renowned River Ganga so big. Drinking fresh water means to live a healthy life. Pure natural mountain drinking water. Oh, magnificent magnificent gift of nature. Mountain Elixir. To begin with, I would like to introduce our lovely motherland Nepal in brief. Nepal, a world of its own, a small landlocked mountainous country, is the heart of Asia. Nepal is a small country mainly situated in the lap of Great Himalayas, but also includes parts of the Indo-Gangetic Plain, bordering Tibet of China in the north and India in the south is the home of 30 million Nepali within its 147,516 square kilometers. Nepal contains 92.14% of land and 7.06% of waters. Three major powerful river systems, Kosi, Narayani and Karnali, are gifted by nature with the capability of producing 84,000 megawatt of hydroenergy, which brings Nepal the second largest position in the hydropower in the world. These river systems are supported by their almost 6,000 tributaries, mainly emerging from Himalayas, the mountains flowing to south across Indian border. Nepal has a tremendous geographic diversity from 59 meters to 8,848 meters. Within each 300 meters, weather changes along with vegetation and species. Because of different altitude, Nepal thus has 28 different weather conditions. Within its 147,000 square kilometers area, which can be taken as dedication in the world context. It possesses 1,310 peaks over 6,000 and 90 peaks over 7,000 meters, snow-capped mountains, and also glorified by 8 out of 14 over 8,000 meters peaks allowing the world with their beauty and nature under the domination of Earth's highest peak 8,848 meters, the great Mount Everest, our glory, the crown of the world, also popularly known as the third pole of the planet too. Modern nature has graced Nepal, the main source of best quality of herbs, containing medicinal values of all types of human maladies, from normal fever to almost seriously incurable diseases like cancers and diabetes. Without their extractions, big pharmaceutical all over the world remain incomplete. Because of having different altitudes, Nepal is a home for a number of rare species of flora and fauna, forming south to north transit. Nepal can be divided into three belts as Tarai, tropical and subtropical zone, the plain Gangetic farmlands, hilly region, the major portion of Nepal, home for majority Nepali, is embellished with temperate climate, and majestic Himalayas, the mountain region, with its subalpine, alpine and trans-Himalayan climate. Above 5,000 meters, the climate becomes meager and there is no human habitation or even seasonal use. In this small country, one can feel paradise in many regions like Annapurna Circuit, Manang, Haptan, Ilam Buddha's birthplace Lumbini is there another paradise, and one can even feel like in another planet during the Dolpatrik. Nepal is also recognized as the country of brave Gurkha soldiers and diversified services. Hundreds of places with their marvelous scenic values and massive of serene snow-capped Himalayas with their crown, the third pole, the Mount Everest. As we view these Himalayas with our naked eyes, we artlessly say, that must be the paradise. The God must be living there. That is why we call our mountains home of God. Though there are many things to explain about Nepal, our small paradise, we want to come to our main theme, the mountain water. Types of mountain waters: glacier water, waterfall, mountain stream water, mountain lake water, mountain spring water, mountain rain water, mountain jungle water. Why our mountain drinking water is more important than other waters? If we want anything pure or genuine, we have to go to the point of choosing assorted authentic places. For drinking water, nowhere is safer and authentic than Himalayas. To have genuinely pure drinking water, nowhere is left other than mountain of Nepal. As you will start to drink, you may realize that the mountain water is so valuable and miraculous for your body and soul. We follow a certain natural process to preserve the virginity of the water, then to medicate it, not violating its gifted qualities. It's a natural gift, so that we call it Himalayan elixir. In the mountains, water emerges and gets naturally filtered through soil, rocks, sand, and other minerals, which make the water uncontaminated and top-class drinkable. This process is impossible elsewhere other than mountains. Water itself is the tastiest element of our feelings, and mountain water is undisputedly tastiest water in the world. It is scientifically proved that mountain water contains antioxidant properties which allow our bodies to absorb 100%, but other things may go waste. Hilsa River originally comes from Mount Kailas, Tibet, and falls to a valley in Nepal. Then Hilsa onwards flows down as Karnali. The water from our Hilsa of Humla province, the natural drinkable elixir, whosoever regularly drinks, gets purity. We wish and hope that our relation will get pure and healthy like Hilsa water. I humbly thank you for watching this video and promise to come with other interesting facts about Nepal and our Himalayan drinking too.
Thank you, Ms. Anymore, for a nice documentary regarding the natural resources of Nepal. Now I'd like to show the short documentary of B&C Medical College and Purvanchal Cancer Hospital.
We live in a world where everything is possible. With this belief, B&C Medical College Teaching Hospital and Research Center and Purvanchal Cancer Hospital in Birpamul, Chapa, Nepal are the hospitals well equipped with modern facilities and technology. Sri Durga Prashai, the Executive Director of both hospitals, established B&C Medical College, Teaching Hospital and Research Center on 2nd March 2015, which was inaugurated by the former Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. Pushpakamal Daha, and established Purvanchal Cancer Hospital, which was inaugurated by former Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli on 2nd March 2021. Highly populated cities in India like West Bengal with 1.5 billion population, Sikkim with 2 million population, Meghalaya with 5 million population, Bihar with 1.5 billion population, and Nepal with 30 million population did not receive advanced medical treatment. Therefore, Sri Durga Prashai, with the vision of providing highly advanced medical treatment to the people, started the construction of B&C Medical College and Teaching Hospital and Research Center in 2011. B&C Medical College Teaching Hospital and Research Center was named in remembrance of the father and mother-in-law of Sri Durga Prashai, as well as the father and mother of the chairperson, Indira Giri, and the managing director, Dr. Ram Babu Giri, late Mr. Bhagwan Giri, and late Mrs. Chandramaya Giri. During the establishment of B&C Medical College Teaching Hospital and Research Center, Sri Durga Prashai suffered from carcinoma of the tongue cancer, for which he had to go to Singapore and India for his treatment. He saw a lot of cancer patients from Nepal and India traveling to foreign countries and spending a lot of money on their treatment. Many people suffering from cancer present in Nepal, especially in the eastern region, are deprived from getting proper cancer treatment, including Northeast Indian people, and the only option for their treatment is going to Delhi, Chennai, Singapore, and Hong Kong, etc. Looking at all these patients, struggles and difficulties, he decided to establish Purvanchal Cancer Hospital to provide highly equipped and advanced medical treatment to these patients. His wish was to provide highly advanced treatment to cancer patients in Nepal with the homely environment where they could fight cancer with their family members together. Let us introduce the board of directors of these hospitals. Indira Giri, Chairperson. Sri Durga Prashai, Executive Director. Dr. Ram Babu Giri, Managing Director. Dr. Nirajan Prashai, CEO. Dr. Arju Prashai, Director. Dr. Anjali Prashai, Director. Senior Radiologist Dr. Umesh Kumar Sharma is the principal of B&C Medical College, whereas Clinical Oncologist Dr. Virendra Kumar Yadav is the Medical Director of Purvanchal Cancer Hospital. Our hospital is being led by a team of very experienced doctors. Dr. Nirajan Parajuli, HOD Orthopedics. Dr. Avan Kumar, HOD Cardiology. Dr. Raju Shrestha, HOD Critical Care and Anesthesia. Dr. Mukti Devkota, HOD Surgery Oncology. Dr. Vasudev Baskuta, HOD Surgery. Dr. Karuna Tamrakar Karki, HOD Neurology. Dr. Bajram Shah, HOD ENT. Dr. Pragya Bharati Vimal, HOD Pediatrics. Dr. Ujjwal Rai, HOD Pathology. Dr. Suresh Thapalia, HOD Radiology. Dr. Lakshman Thakur, HOD Internal Medicine. Dr. Bil Kumar Limbu, HOD Emergency. Dr. Virendra Bhagat, HOD Gynecology Oncology. Dr. Upashna Koirala, HOD Gynecology and Obstetrics. Dr. Ritesh Upadhyay, HOD Nuclear Medicine. Dr. Roshina Paudel, HOD Dermatology. Dr. Ishwarmal Singh, HOD Hematology. Dr. Rekha Yadav, HOD maxillofacial and dental. Dr. Shraddha Bhandari, HOD, Neuropsychiatry. B&C Medical College Teaching Hospital and Research Center was the first private hospital in Nepal and India to initiate the treatment for COVID patients. Patients from many other regions came to the hospital for their treatment. The hospital has been providing advanced medical facilities to thousands of people living in Nepal and India. Millions of people visit Dubai every year because of their mixed cosmopolitan of lifestyle and local culture, as well as the city is having the second most five-star hotels in the world and the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. Dubai is also known as the business hub of Western Asia. It is also a major global transport hub for passenger and cargo. Dubai can offer medical tourism where people all around the world can visit Dubai for medical purposes. Advanced research and advanced medical facilities can be offered to the world. In the world of modern technology, where the generation has started practicing robotic surgery, cyberknife, heart transplant, kidney transplant, liver transplant, etc. It can also offer research and practice of head transplants that no one could have imagined. Sri Durga Prashai believes that Dubai could be a city also known as a medical hub to the people all around the world.
Thank you, Ms. Anikwar, for his nice presentation. Now I'd like to invite at the stage Mr. Virendra Kumar Yadav, Medical Director of Purvanchal Cancer Hospital, for his short presentation.
हामीले कस्तो काम गरेको
Very good morning. Respected Chairperson, Ms. Indira Giri Madam, my Honorable Chief Guest, one and only His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Moktum, Juma Al Moktum from Dubai. A special guest, Mr. Mustafa Usman, Mr. Abdul Hataf Muhammad, Abdul Rahman Ahmad, Mr. Hussain Muhammad Murad Hassan, Mr. Mohsen Shamsi Zadeh, Mr. Muhammad Yusuf Muhammad Ali Faruqi. On behalf of B&C Hospital and Purvanchal Cancer Hospital, and from my own side, myself, Dr. Virendra Kumar Yadav, would like to extend a warm welcome and a very good namaste to all of you. Thank you, sir. for visiting our country, our district, and a wonderful our hospital. With your gracious presence, we feel very honored and grateful. As we all gather here and by your presence, according to our religion, with family of king is regarded as a god. So we take as your royal family. You are a generation of godlike family, and with your gracious foot in our hospital, there is a rays of hope for all of us that something good going to happen from now onwards, and we will have something new for ourselves, for our doctors, as well as the people of Nepal. Thank you once again, sir. Before I start my presentation, again, from all of us, we are heartily, you are most welcome, and your charm face has enlightened us to work more harder, with more dedication, and in future, we all together will definitely achieve a great height under our leader, visionary leader, Mr. Durga Prashai, and hopefully with your accompanies, we'll achieve little better in the future. So thank you again, sir. And after this, I would be talking about the facilities we provide in Nepalese people and the people of even Indian territory borders, including Bhutan also. So before starting, I would say I was fortunate to train in one of the best institute in Asia, that is PGI Chandigarh. After getting degree from here in postgraduate, I was fortunate to join Medanta Medicity, which all of you must be knowing in India, which is the best corporate hospital. Even they hold 7th rank in Asia now, according to 2022 report. So I saw the both extreme government hospital, that is PGI, which is run by Indian government, as well as this extreme corporate hospital, which is run by one individual called Mr. Dr. Naresh Tiriyal. He is the chief medical director of Medanta Hospital. So by rejuvenating these two hospitals, if you talk about B&C, the B&C hospital is like not very government, not very private. So the aim and behind this is the one man we always talk about, Mr. Durga Prashai. He has the vision. He is our leader. He doesn't think about benefit and loss. He always think of giving best services to our people. So I would like to ask you, all of you, to give a big hands to Mr. Prashai. And by according to his vision, we have now achieved from single room clinic to now 600 bedded multi-speciality V&C hospital, as well as one dedicated cancer hospital in this region, and we are fortunate to have him. So our mission, what is our mission? His Highness Sir, our mission is to recognize as a leading healthcare, not only in the region, but across the border, across the subcontinent. We are the service provider. We do not have a boundary. We cannot limit ourselves to one home, one village, one nation. So we can grow, we can go anywhere in the country, and we can provide our services. And mission and vision is to provide a high quality health services in affordable prices, particularly with person touch. We cannot be a highly professional businessman. You have a human touch to deal with the patient, and that's our motto is. We don't think about other things. We only think about the services, patient family, so that we can get over. As we have many times we have heard that hospitals are doing this for money purposes. For money, patients are suffering, but we have got that bar. We are here to provide health service, and we are providing excellent services according to our available infrastructure. We cannot say you, we cannot promise you that we have everything, whatever is there in the world. But sir, according to our GDP, according to our affording capacity of the patient, we are doing best services. Yes, with your, hopefully we are here hoping that something if you do for your nation as well as our nation, definitely will do much more and more than what we do now here in Nepal. So sir, with your permission, I am just going to summarize what we do in B&C Hospital first, and then we come to cancer wing. So in B&C Hospital we have all kind of services, from diagnostic to treatment. Diagnostic is the foundation of any hospital. If you cannot diagnose the disease, you cannot treat the disease. That should be the fundamental. That is the fundamental. So we have focused on diagnostic modality. Patient, if we miss one diagnosis, that means you are doing crime. So that we need to have a robust diagnostic modality, and that's what we are doing here in a robust manner. We have all diagnostic facilities from hematology, starting from hematology, the basic test. You must have heard that, sir. Every day we talk about our blood test is normal or abnormal. According to that, we go to, during physical checkup, during health checkup, we go to doctors. Doctors, my blood levels are normal. So that is the basic test, and it should be qualitative, and it should be correct. It should not be, we should not miss any kind of disease there at blood test. So we have a hematology service. This is our lab, which you must have just saw, sir. This is our lab where we provide all kind of hematology services, sir. All kind of biochemistry services like kidney test, liver test, lipid profile, sugar test. So tumor marker test, whether the patient is having tumor. Sometimes patients do not have symptoms, right? But when we check blood, then we can find tumor marker is raised. So these guys might have a cancer. So we move according to that way. So we have a automated clear machine, which is a worldwide FDA approved system to run the lab. So this is the same thing. We also have a bone marrow. Sometimes when there is some changes in peripheral blood, that sample, we do bone marrow. Bone marrow means we take blood from bone and see. We see the factory. Bone marrow is a factory of blood test. So we see whether there is a problem in factory. So for that we do a bone marrow biopsy and we see the test. We have all kind of radiology services. In radiology, from basic, as all of us know, X-ray is the basic test in radiology. So from basic ultrasound to, you can see here, sir, ultrasound machine, this is also called as the basic machine. Then we have a Doppler ultrasound, sir, to see the blood flow. Sometimes our leg gets swelling, and because of obstruction in blood capillary, so we see the Doppler, when blood is going or not. At that time, this Doppler ultrasound is useful. This is the 3D ultrasound, where we see, mainly used for children, baby inside the womb during pregnancy. Whether baby is fine or not. If baby is not fine, it's better to abort, because one disabled child is a burden to society, to family, to country. So before baby gets mature, 15-20 weeks, sometimes there is severe abnormality, we advise patient to abort. So that's where 3D ultrasound is used for. CT is called computed tomography, sir. So we have seen on the third floor, we have a 128 slice CT, which is used for all kind of trauma patient, brain abdomen patient, all kind of cancer patient, particularly lung cancer patient. This 4D CT is used. So this is a 4D CT machine, and we have one normal machine, for basic CT scan, like leg, face, head, during trauma accident. So we do here. And this is a dedicated for large tumors, spine tumors. So we use this machine. So we have two CT scan machines. This is a CT angiography of heart, where we see blood flow to heart. If someone gets chest pain and come to physician, we do basic test, and then if necessary, we take patient for CT angiography, whether there is a blood vessel blockade or not. So by seeing this image, we will take the action. We have an MRI, sir, as we already explained, sir. So MRI is basically for brain tumor, spine disease. So this is very useful. We are providing. We have a mammography for breast cancer, sir. I was reading your BHA guidelines, where they are also advising now compulsory for breast patient to have a mammogram to screen the cancer patient. So this machine I have also kept here to screen the cancer patient. Where the patient is suffering from cancer, so above 40 years of age group, we do mainly mammogram to see the breast, whether there is breast cancer or not. We are doing DEXA scan, sir. DEXA scan is used in many geriatric population where there is back pain, leg pain. So we see whether this bone is good or bad. So for this, DEXA scan is used. This is machine, wonderful machine, which just inaugurated with His Highness. And this machine has given us a hope here in Nepal, including Indian territory and Bhutan, this region. This machine is said to be eye window of cancer specialist. Cancer patient is a boon. It's a boon to them. If we do this scan, we are able to see what stage of cancer patient is, what treatment to be given, and whether cancer is cured or not. So this is the very sophisticated machine and very advanced form of machine, sir. And with your gracious presence, we are able to inaugurate this machine from today, and from tomorrow onwards, patient will get benefit from this machine. So once again, thank you, sir, for coming. This is our PET CT, and this is a cath lab. Cath lab is mainly for cardiac diseases. When heart attack patient get heart attack, so after this heart attack, chest pain, patient start once having chest pain, then patient runs to emergency hospital, right? So if there is blockade, it shows in ECG machine, and then cardiologist doctor take patient to cath lab, this lab. They inject dye, they see the heart, where heart is getting blood supply or not. If it's not getting, immediately they put wire and then they open up the blockade. Or sometimes it's not openable, they do open chest surgery. So open chest surgery they cut the blockade part and then they put another vessels from somewhere else, from other side of body, and then they save the heart. So this kind of machine we are doing, this is called angioplasty and angiography. So angiography is done for chest pain to see the status. Angioplasty is what we repair, what we make blood flow to heart. So this lab we have, and this is excellently run by Dr. Aman Kumar and team. So in future we can extend these services to cardiac transplant. We must have heard in India there are more than 200 cardiac transplant is being done every year, altogether in our hospital. So why not at your region, which is said to be a medical tourism of, we can extend these services. So this kind of, there is a facility available in the world, we can bring down to other side. It's definitely not possible for here, because affordability is the issue. Investment is the issue. Patient cannot afford to have millions dollars here. But in your part, that is not a problem. Probably they are only, they want only best of the best services. So that's where I would like to make you attention, His Highness. So we are also taking, tissue from lungs. If it is a tumor inside lungs, if it is tumor inside the liver, we just take it out the muscle and then we see in the pathology lab whether patient has cancer or infection or any other disease. This is very important for cancer patient, as well as a patient having cough more than 1 month, not responding to normal antibiotics. So for that kind of patient, it is required. This is the diagnostic modality. That means we are diagnosing the disease and then we offer treatment. Now, treatment part, what we offer to the patient? First, I would like to start with most deadly disease, that is pandemic COVID-19, where everything was almost collapsed in medical science. Whatever we have had, whatever we were proud of, that didn't work. Everywhere in the world were chaos. People were dying because of lack of ICU care, high dependent unit care. People are dying because of lack of oxygen also in some country. So that was our, strength the COVID-19 had shown to us. And that was alarming things, that yes, we need to prepare more. That is not sufficient things. Right? So this is the anesthesia and critical care team. We have a wonderful team. So we have an anesthesia and a critical care team, which comprises of all doctors, a staff nurse, attendant, and we are proud to say that in Chinese, we are the first hospital in Nepal that is, we started COVID ICU in 2020 after COVID-19 pandemic. So first private hospital we have started, and we started with 5 beds. 5 beds to we extended up to 200 bedded COVID ICU setup within a month of time. You can see our preparedness. We had an energetic team. We wholeheartedly welcome pandemic. We faced it. We hit back, and we all doctors, nursing team, management team, and especially Mr. Parshai has given us strength that go ahead, whatever setup you have, you want, we will give you, but people has to save. So this is the COVID ICU, isolation ICU. We had a terrific night and day at that time, and we have, you can see, total cases we have cared in ICU. It's more than 1,500 ICU patients we have treated. Out of that, in death was 108. That is around 8% patients were died in spite of doing everything. So that was, I would like to also make your attention that is the comparable result as per world report came in 2022, that 8 to 10% was the mortality for the highest best setup. So we have matched that. And for normal, not all patients needed ICU at that time. Most of the patients were needed oxygen, and for that we have treated almost more than 5,000 of COVID cases in that area, in COVID care unit, where patients were required monitoring and oxygenation. So we had plenty of patients at that time during COVID, and this is our rapid rescue team. We used to rescue from the other small hospital, because at that time there was so much emergency that even patient could not travel for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So we had to rush to that area with the helicopter. Helicopter used to come to our helipad on the 8th floor. Our rescue team used to go there, and then that way we treated the patient at that time. So this is the things, this is the care at the time we are really proud of. And then beside that, you can see this is the patient. One more experiment we have done. This is a black fungus. You must have heard about the black fungus news, because that was the more deadly than COVID pandemic in COVID patient. After treatment, this black fungus. So this is the patient, she is the patient, and she had that black fungus. And we had a report that from this region we had reported one black fungus, and that lady survived after 3 months of ICU stay. We also have OT anesthesia team for the other procedure. As I explained to you, sir, at the bed city, when patient is not able to lie down, children is not able to lie down, we make sleep. Patient sleep for half an hour, and then again we do procedure, and then we come take care of the patient. So we have a possible whatever excellent setup for this region. We have a wonderful medicine team, which is the backbone of any hospital. So we have more than 10 doctors in medicine, and we provide all kind of services, including infectious disease, chest disease, neurology, headache, then hematology disease, cardiology, nephrology, gastroenterology, and endocrinology. So we have a range of doctors available to take care of all those departments, and that was the pictures I have shown you, the group of doctors. Excuse me. Hope you are not bored, sir. Okay, so I can go ahead for another 15-20 minutes. Yeah. Thank you. So now again we have, sir, a neurosurgery team. What do we do here? So we are doing all kinds of brain surgery, sir. Head injury, trauma, and like your country, they are doing by infrastructure wise, you are growing, you are touching the sky, right? So there must be this kind of injury are also there, fall injury or accident, because the road are so nice that you can drive car by 300 kilometers per hour, right? Unlike our country, you can drive only 20 kilometers per hour, right? So you can see the situation here. So though even that road is so narrow here, everyone is walking on the same road. So we have many trauma patients. So around 80% of total cases trauma patient only in our hospital. So starting from head injury, spine injury, this is the head injury, blood is collected inside the brain. This and this is the tumor. So we are also doing normal tumor surgery because we have also dedicated cancer wing. So brain tumor surgery are doing frequently, we do frequently, but case is only 10%. So 80 to 90% injury, trauma, fall injury, and the rest only 10% is tumor surgery. What we can propose for you in Dubai? We are doing this cervical spine injury, but in Dubai you can have setup like this. Inside OT only, you can have a MRI. By operating at the same time, we can see whether anything is left there inside the brain or not. So we do exactly at the same time of MRI. We put the patient in MRI, again withdraw, again do surgery, again MRI. So this is called a neuro navigation suit. This is the one thing, robotic surgery. Now robotic surgery is coming in a big way, in big setup. Doctors only has to play with the machine outside, like console, like jet, the pilot of the jet. So jet will do everything, autopilot mode, but pilot has to be there to do everything, to instruct them. It's like a pilot is outside and surgery is being done by that arm. So robotic surgery, we can extend it there, but it is not feasible in our part because of the affordability issue. Patient cannot afford for this kind of surgery here. That's why in Nepal nobody has taken, to even we do not get patient also. For that group of patients we do not get over here. And this is the neuro intervention suit, what we call. In there is everything is there, monitor, it's everything inside the OT only. Doctors has not to move out from OT for anything during surgery time. Everything inside the OT only. So it's a huge investment setup, and yes, it can be expandable like your place. Another department which is very important at the trauma. These are the neurosurgery and orthopedic is a partner in crime. So every surgery they have to involve more trauma surgery. So because in trauma there is brain injury, bone injury, spine fracture. So both orthopedic and neuro. That's why sometimes we call it neuro ortho trauma center. So this department is led by Dr. Nirajan. We have done more than 10,000 cases, and this is kind of surgery we do here. Transactions of whole limbs. We reconstruct the hand. You can see after 3 months, after 9 months, this lady is fine. She is able to do all the work. So this kind of outcome we give in orthopedic and vascular surgery. This is the trauma case. Flap, reconstruction, all kind of trauma. Starting from head to toe, all kind of trauma surgery are being done. Arthroplasty is being done. You can see after 3 months, definitely we cannot make the human body like the God has made after reconstruction. But yes, we can give a comfortable life to patient. We can save the life of the patient. So now comes cardiology. It's doctors of, it's called a rich people doctors, cardiologist, and it's a disease of rich people, right? So they always do fancy things in cardiology, and because they are affordable. A laborer cannot have a heart attack at the age of 40, but a rich guy have a heart attack at the age of 40 years, and its early trends are there that heart attacks are common in younger age group, particularly in sedentary lifestyle. So we have a coronary care unit, and we do all kind of procedure here for cardiology, as I said previously, angioplasty, angiography, pacemaker and all. Sometimes your heart fails and you have to keep the machine inside your heart to pump it out. So we are doing, it's called a pacemaker. So we are also keeping pacemaker in our hospital. And by keeping pacemaker, it's like we have kept one engine from outside, so that heart will pump. So these are the wonderful things we are doing. But above that, there is cardiac transplant, which is big things and which can be achieved. After completing this in services in B&C Hospital, I'd like to make your attention, sir, to Purvanchal Cancer Hospital, because cancer is the second leading cause of death worldwide. Sometimes patients say, give me mercy death, and that is the cancer. If you think about it, you cannot bear it. We face every day that patient asks mercy death because of lack of infrastructure here. People are afraid of cancer. So Mr. Prashai has added this PCS. Why he has invested so much in cancer hospital? So in 2017, he was diagnosed as a tongue cancer, and he was operated in Delhi, that Medanta hospital where I used to work there. So he gets his surgery done there. After surgery, he did not require any chemotherapy, radiotherapy, because the disease was so early. Because he had his own hospital, so diagnosis was done immediately after repairing that tumor. So once he came out of 40, and we both were Mr. Prashai, his son Mr. Nirajan Prashai, and auntie, and we are running at the hospital. So he said, "Doctor, can we make one hospital in our region? Why not? And if you want, you can make it." And within 2 years, you cannot believe, we started this thought in 2017. We started this structure in 2018, early 18, and we have started functioning at January 2020. So within 20 months of time, he has built this whole building, and we started working as a separate wing as a Purvanchal Cancer Hospital. And from there, And from there, we had not had to look back. We are moving ahead. We have brought all the modern facilities under one roof. He said, what do you want? You go ahead. I was his back man, he was my front man. He was leading. And for cancer, he has given us everything. Whatever you want, you go ahead. Then we booked this radiation machine, PET-CT machine, all kind of fancy things we booked, whatever feasible is there in Nepal. Because he has seen it in Vedanta Hospital. So he wanted exactly this machine, this type of setup we want here. And that's where we moved. And as you can see, sir, up to here we have given services to 40,000 of cancer patients till now, during these 2.5 years time. And we have almost total patient for chemotherapy, they have come here around 15,000. So we are giving chemotherapy every day. We are giving chemotherapy to 30 to 50 patients. We have a daycare, we have a ward full of cancer patients. Because there were no facilities in this area. All the small hospitals were segregated in Kathmandu Valley only. So people had to travel 600 kilometers, 800 kilometers for getting one chemotherapy which cost 4,000 rupees. So they were spending more in traveling rather than in actual treatment. So that's what this platform he created, and we are now serving. Till now we have given radiation to 2,425 patients. So we have during these 2 years of time. So we have a good number of patients. People are trusting us, and we are trying our best to deliver our best services. We have some medical oncology services that we give chemotherapy, immunotherapy, target therapy, hormone therapy, any kind of cancer medicine we are giving here to the cancer patient. This is our daycare, nursing staff with doctors. This is the radiation state-of-art machine, sir, which we have just saw. We have all kind of facilities. I'll little brief you what can be extended above that machine. There is also option what world is now looking after that option. This is a tedious job for radiation therapy. We have to make body like fixed. Body cannot move here and there, even a millimeter. That much precision we do and we require in radiation therapy, sir. So you can see this is the radiation therapy. Now it's a tumor. We can now able to deliver radiation in this part only. Radiation are not going here. So brain is safely spared, saved. That kind of precision is now happening, and we are doing it. So you can see a breast cancer patient, breast is removed, and we give this kind of radiation protecting this heart. Radiation cannot go inside the heart, otherwise the heart will have a problem. So we are giving such a kind of, this is our patient, we are doing it. This is called radiosurgery, sir. This is a tumor without anesthesia. We do give very high dose. Wow, very high dose to tumor, and tumor will get burnt out after 3 to 6 months, and beautifully you can spare. This is the brain stem where we walk. If it gets damaged, we get paralyzed. So this kind of innovation we are doing, treatment we are doing, and this is the machine. I have put, this is not our photo. One photo that we machine, what we inaugurate today, this kind of image that machine will produce. This is the red hot area. There is a cancer. Here is a cancer. So this machine will show where are the cancer spots are there. What has to be done now? So this kind of image this machine will produce after this. We have a separate dedicated manpower, sir, for treatment planning, for executing. We everything monitor from console only with CCTV camera. We cannot go inside. So the structure was also very difficult, and it's so we are. This is the final executing treatment where we oncologist, therapist, physicist, everyone has to sit there. Everyone has to see this console whether treatment is going perfectly or not. So we set up this machine. After setup, we come out of the bunker, and then we treat from the outside. This is the monitoring. We monitor from outside of the patient. This is our ward, sir, a cabin system. So this is our oncology ward dedicated for cancer patient. This is daycare unit where patient comes, take chemotherapy and go. Now for cancer treatment, not only radiation and medicine is important, surgery is very much important. You have to have a good surgeon to have a best outcome. Otherwise, there is no value of radiation chemotherapy. So we have a surgeon, surgical oncologist, which do all kind of wonderful surgery. Okay, as you can see here, this is a lung cancer where he has removed all whole lung, one-sided lung, right lung. Which the whole lung was full of cancer. So he removed that, and then we give chemotherapy. Patient is doing fine. So we are doing here, as you can see here. This is heart and this is the lung. They have removed. Pancreatic cancer, what Steve Jobs had. Steve Jobs was died of this deadly pancreatic cancer. We are doing surgery of pancreas also. You can see the surgery, and whole pancreas was removed. This is the food pipe, what we call it, esophagus. Esophageal cancer is more common in our setup as well as a smoke area. Like Iran, people have more this one, esophageal cancer. While I was in Medanta, Irani, Afghanistan people used to come there very frequently for treatment. This is the hepatitis, this is liver cancer, sir. So we have removed part of liver, and then we cure the cancer in liver. This is stomach cancer. Stomach cancer is very common in Japan. So it's the most common cancer in Japan. So they have innovated like anything in Japan. So surgery is a primary step, and we are removing all stomach part, and then the lymph node, you call it. Whole abdomen was opened, everything is searched whether there is any tumor. So this kind of surgery we are doing, and this video is of our patient only. So this is the final removal of the tumor. This is a colon cancer. We remove the colon. This is the lower part of colon, that's the rectum, and this kind of surgery is being done, and the whole rectum was removed for cancer patient. And this is the final view. We keep here. This is bag. This is colostomy bag. If you have a cancer in lower part, you cannot have a stool from down. So we have to make and bypass. So this is a bypass from here. We put a bag, and patient has to live with the colostomy bag for whole life. So this is the breast cancer, sir. This is also, it's a very common cancer now coming up. After lung cancer was the first cancer now, but breast cancer now is taking over. Breast cancer is number one in the world, followed by lung cancer. But more death due to lung cancer is more. So whole breast is removed. This is the kidney cancer. There is also it happens in kidney also. So kidney has to removed, and then the lymph node chain also has to be removed. So this kind of surgery we are doing. This is stone surgery, and surprisingly, I would also want to say that people were afraid of surgery, doing surgery in COVID time. So we have done many surgery during COVID time, also taking all the precautions. Because at that time, during 1 year, so if we would have not been done the surgery, many lives were lost. So we have done many cases during COVID also, and at that time, Dr. Basu, one of our youngest doctor, dynamic doctor, he has taken that step at that time. Now this is head neck cancer, which is very much common in our part than your part, because in Indian population, Nepalese population, Bangladesh population, West Bengal population, there is a chewing habit of what we call it gutkha, pan, right, nuts. So the head neck cancer is much more common in our part, in like in Pakistan. So all this underdeveloping country, this cancer is very much high. So we are extended these services to head neck cancer. As you can see, there this kind of these tumors are coming up in our setup, and we are able to remove it and make it like before. So this is our patient surgery where we reconstruct the lips, tongue, face after cutting it. This is called as reconstruction surgery. So this is, people will not imagine that yes, this kind of services will it be available in Purvanchal Cancer Hospital? Will it be available in Nepal? But we proved them wrong. We are doing it, and we are doing it regularly. So this reconstructive surgery is being done by Dr. Bajrang. He has trained in MSKCC and India. So he has taken steps, and he has been doing a wonderful job by reconstructing. You can see he has removed all the hemifacial, removed all half of the face, and then again reconstruct it and make it like this one is the final view. This is the final. So there is scope. We are in the underprivileged area, but we are doing our best job, provided you people can see, you people can recognize us. That's what I request from you, sir. This is the reconstructions where we are doing all kind of dental reconstruction. This is facial reconstruction, all kind of surgery. This old man has a cancer in cheek. After reconstruction, look, this is the final view. So one interesting thing, I have just put 1-2 slides with permission. Shall I proceed? What can be done in Dubai as a medical part, right? So before going that, if there is anything wrong, if you feel, please previous apology from my side. So what we thought that in this setup, if we can do this much work, I think nation like in Dubai, we can do many more, and we can have a horizons of things which we can achieve there at Dubai. This is a molecular laboratory and research lab, which we cannot afford to have in this region, because I've said that is only one issue, that is financial issue. But this lab is now very much important for nation like you. For example, Thailand. The molecular lab is there in Thailand, Singapore, and they are having a medical tools like anything, because they are doing all kind of testing there. So I think Dubai is the world destiny now. It's a city of joy. So why we cannot have this kind of lab in Dubai? Because from all over the world, people are traveling now. So that can be a medical tourism city. Like now it's a tourist city of world. So this is the lab where all kind of molecular testing, all kind of genetic testing, all kind of future. If you are going to have a heart attack, that will predict this lab. If you are going to have a cancer, by testing your blood, your saliva, you will be able to know, yes, I am going to have, so there is a risk factor. I have to have alert. I have to take a precaution. So this kind of innovation has occurred, sir. We can have a focused MRI ultrasound for radiation. We can have a radio frequency ablation there. By just ultrasound wave, we can able to cure the cancer. We can have a biological imaging in the tumor along with MRI. So we map the tumor. Yes, there is cell surviving or not in tumor after treatment. So these are the little costlier investment, but that world now demanding, because people have, I think, apart from our region, people are not having a financial problem now in the world. They can travel anywhere in the world to get a best treatment. So you can do that. And for radiotherapy part of view, I can tell you, sir, there is MRI LINAC, which is not even in India, not in Nepal, not in our part of world. It's there in Singapore. I think one Singapore, rest in USA. That's it. So by this, MRI is fused with linear accelerated machine, and you can even achieve more precision radiation therapy. We can have minimal side effect. You can able to map tumor every day. Tumor is shrinking or not. Where is radiation is going? intraoperative patient is getting radiation and you are able to see in the computer. So these kind of things have come up. One thing is the cyber knife. Cyber knife is a robotic surgery of radiation therapy, sir. What I explained to you, sir, is that high dose radiation. Patient has to lie down inside the couch, and then that robot is moving around the man like this angle, and this is the most precision way of delivering radiation till now. It's called a cyber knife surgery. So that can be expandable, and that can be an attractive point for cancer tourists there, which is not in Dubai right now. As far as my study, I have seen the all the hospital facilities. This not there. MRI linac is not there. Molecular lab is also not there. So we can expand, sir. This is the after if you have a cyber knife. This is the proton therapy. There is one proton therapy in Apollo Chennai, in whole Asia. So this proton therapy can be game changer for country like Dubai, where one patient will pay for there is no boundary. So people are traveling in now Apollo Dubai from many countries now. Iran, Afghanistan, Middle East, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, even Europe. From Europe also their patients are coming there. Because proton is the essential best setup for radiation patient, especially for child. So child patient, if you have to give a radiation, this machine is the best. Previously we discussed the robot. So robot can be used for any kind of surgery, starting from brain surgery, lung surgery, ENT surgery, spine surgery, everywhere you can. This is our own faculty who got chance to observe a cyber knife in USA. So he was always telling you should start robotic, but you might have understand everything. So that's where we are lacking. We might are looking forward to see there. And laser surgery for larynx polyp, laryngeal cancer, throat cancer. Because as far as I know, in Iraq, Afghanistan, the smoking is very high. So I was in Medanta. I have not seen the here patient from Iran, Afghanistan, but in Delhi, if you find many patients from Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, and that southern part of this Middle East as well as African patient. So there they are using sometimes laser surgery. So without cutting your skin, they treat early stage cancer with the laser. So we can develop other services there in Dubai, like infertility clinic, because infertility is growing in a very big way. Plastic surgery, we mainly go for plastic surgery for Turkey, Thailand. People used to travel there for all kind of plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, everything. So all kind of cosmetic surgery, they went there. They used to go there. So we can have this kind of setup there, so that we can make second Turkey there in Dubai with this cosmetic facility, right? We can make a hub for transplant in affordable prices. So you can have a liver transplant, lungs transplant, heart transplant. Now people are doing intestinal transplant also. Like for diabetes, I think in Dubai now diabetes and cardiac disease is rising up like anything. So now we have to look for the future. We have to be alert, because people are now transplanting islet cell for diabetes, so which we cannot afford in this part of region. So these kind of innovations are there which we can establish there, and you can make a hub for all kind of like bone marrow transplant patient. So while I was reading a medical tourism or reviewing part or this facility part, we can do a lot in country like Dubai, where you have a unimaginable potential. We cannot even imagine. Like previously I said, you are a substitute of God, so you can do anything, provided if someone takes that charge and do that. So with this honor, this is my team from Purvanchal Cancer Hospital. Previously was a team from B&C Hospital. So that's from our side, sir. Thank you so much for your patience listening. It feels So with this, I would like to conclude my talk here, sir, and hope everyone, we all are waiting for good news, and hope to see you someday again in Nepal. And that's from our side, from Purvanchal side, from technical side, from management side, and again, once again, very, very, very thankful for your visit, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, our medical director, Dr. Pirendra Yadav and his team, for the nice presentation regarding our hospital in presence of the Chinese. Now I'd like to invite the Chinese in our formal program, which is outside, and extending our MOU, signing our MOU, and we'll be doing our next session outside the hospital. And our executive director will lead you and go in there.
मैं आफ्नो खोल्छु ल फुट लगाएर अब माथि नानी खाना
सुरु गर्न गइरहेका छौँ। कृपया सम्पूर्ण उपस्थित हुनुभएका महानुभावहरूलाई यता स्थानमा बसिदिनु हुनेलाई हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। कृपया यहाँ भिड नगरिकन अर्को भागमा आएर बसिदिनु होला र अगाडिको पार्टमा एक साइडतिर सञ्चारकर्मी साथीहरूलाई र एक साइडमा डक्टर्स टिम नर्सको टिमहरूलाई बसाइको व्यवस्थापन गरिदिन हुनलाई म म्यानेजमेन्ट टिममा अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। सञ्चारकर्मी साथीहरूलाई बस्ने सिटको सहजीकरण गरिदिनु होला यो राइट साइडमा। एक साइडमा सबैलाई व्यवस्थापन गरेर राखिदिनु होला र अग्रभागमा डक्टर्सको टिमहरूलाई व्यवस्थापन गरिदिनु हुनलाई म अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। कृपया स्टेजको अग्रभागमा टिका सर त्यहाँनिर टोलटेल गरेर अग्रभागमा डक्टर्सको टिमहरूलाई व्यवस्थापन गरिदिनुलाई म अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। अब हामी करिब 1 घन्टामा हाम्रो औपचारिक कार्यक्रम हामी समापन गर्न गइरहेका छौँ र आज हामीले एकदमै खुसीको कुरा हो कि दुबईका राजकुमार B&C मेडिकल अस्पताल र पूर्वाञ्चल क्यान्सर अस्पतालको औपचारिक निमन्त्रणामा आज आउनुभएको छ। उहाँलाई अस्पताल परिवार हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छ र हामी सबैजना सँगै बसेर उहाँको केही शब्दहरू पनि सुनेछौँ। यस बिचमा भएका केही हामी कार्यक्रमहरू आदान प्रदान पनि गर्नेछौँ र कृपया अगाडि बसिदिनु हुनलाई अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। नभए पछाडि हुनेले देखिँदैन। भित्रको चेयर निकालिदिनु होला, भित्रको चेयर निकालिदिनु होला, बाहिर भित्रको चेयर।
यसो गरिदिनु तपाईँहरू एकछिन पछाडि बस्दिउँ न, पछाडि खिच्नु न फोटो। ल यता देखेन यता अगाडि सबै सर हटाउनु न।
सेक्युरिटीले भित्रको चेयर सबै बाहिर ल्याइदिनु होला, भित्रको चेयर भित्रको बस्ने चेयर बाहिर निकालिदिनु होला सम्पूर्ण सेक्युरिटी टिमले। त्यसपछि हामी औपचारिक कार्यक्रम सुरु गर्नेछौँ। भित्रको चेयर सबै बाहिर निकालिदिनु होला। अगाडिको साथीहरू बसिदिनु होला, पछाडि नदेखिने अगाडिको साथीहरू बसिदिनु होला।
यो पुरै जिल्लाहरू हो, यहाँ कोही नआइदिनु ल, साइडमा बस्दिनु ल। यहाँ नआइकन यहाँबाट
हाम्रो औपचारिक कार्यक्रम सुरु गर्न गइरहेको छु। उपस्थित सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरूलाई एकमुष्ट स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। अगाडिको फोरा अलिकति बन्द गरिदिनु, आवाजलाई डिस्टर्ब गरिरहेछ। म टेक्निकल टिमलाई त्यो फोरा पानीको फोरा बन्द गरिदिनु हुनलाई अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। र आजको अध्यक्षताको अनुमतिले म कार्यक्रम सञ्चालन गर्न गइरहेको छु। Respected chairperson Ms. Indiragiri, honorable chief guest of today is Highness Sheikh Juma Al Moktum, special guest Mr. Mustafa Usman, Mr. Abdul Fatah Muhammad Al-Mura Ahmad, Mr. Hussein Muhammad Murad Hussain, Mr. Mohsin Samit Zahid, Mr. Muhammad Yusuf Muhammad Al-Murai, Executive Director of B&C Medical Hospital, Sri Durga Prashai, Chief Executive Officer Dr. Juma Prashai, Board of Director Dr. Anjali Prashai Karki, Principal of B&C Medical College, Teaching Hospital Dr. Umesh Kumar Sharma, Medical Director of Purvanchal Cancer Hospital Dr. Virendra Kumar Yadav, all department, their doctors, nurses, journalists, and all the distinguished guests present here in this day. सम्पूर्ण महानुभावहरूलाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। I would like to give approval to run the program from the side. Thank you, Highness, for the approval of the running program. Now, it's a warm good afternoon. Now, I would request to all our delegates who will be starting our program. We are listening home. सर्वप्रथम नेपालको राष्ट्रिय गान बजाइदिनु हुनका लागि म प्रार्थना साथ अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। The delegates will be starting our program due to the national anthem of our nation. It's a moment of great privilege and honor of all, or extend a warm, hearty welcome to His Highness Juma Al Moktum, Juma Al Moktum, B&C Medical Hospital, city inauguration at Juma Al Cancer Hospital. This is well known as the Fair City, the most important modality of investigation in cancer sector. Here in Nepal, we are in the lack of the services now, and with the historically we will be inaugurating the service and providing for patient care across the territory. We are very much honored that we have His Highness here today among us. This service which will be east to cancer treatment. We start the program officially. I would like to invite all the delegates and all our board of members and all the medical director in front of the stage, which already we have done. Thank you, sir, sharing for your valuable presence in Purvanchal Cancer Hospital and B&C Medical Hospital. The next session of our program will be extending our MOU, which was the precious milestone of Nepal. अब हाम्रो यसपछि अर्को कार्यक्रम भनेको दुवैका महामहिम र हाम्रो यस अस्पतालका कार्यकारी निर्देशक दुर्गा प्रसाई बीच एउटा एमओई एक्सचेन्ज गर्ने कार्यक्रम छ, जुन एमओई को विषयमा अहिले यो एमओई एक्सचेन्ज पछाडि स्वयं दुर्गा प्रसाईले उहाँलाई यहाँलाई बताउनु हुनेछ र म एमओई रेडी गरिदिन हुनको लागि म अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु जिम्मेदारलाई त्यो एमओई रेडी गरिदिनुलाई म अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु। एन्ड आई रिक्वेस्ट हिज एक्सलेन्सी हाइनेस to come in front of the podium, and I request Mr. Durga Prashai to come on the podium and exchange the MOU each other. आज एकदमै सिक्किममा टेबल फोटो लिनु होला। आज एकदमै खुसीको क्षण हो। दुबई र नेपालको निको विकासका लागि र दुबईमा मेडिकल सेक्टरको लागि र नेपालबाट के चिज निर्यात गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरा आज दुबईका महामहिम र पूर्वाञ्चल क्यान्सर अस्पताल र दुर्गा प्रसाई बीच एक आपसमा समझदारी प्रस्ताव हस्तान्तरण भइरहेको छ। पक्कै पनि नेपालको इतिहासमा एउटा यो नेपालको आर्थिक क्षेत्रको विकासमा एउटा माइलस्टोन हुन सक्नेछ र भोलि भविष्यमा पनि आर्थिक क्षेत्रमा दुवै धेरै नेपालले गर्ने पक्कै पनि तपाईँ उचाइ लिनेछ। यो आज MOU साइनले धन्यवाद दुर्गा सर। थ्याङ्क यू इजाइस इट हैव अ सीट। थ्याङ्क यू इजाइस फर इट हैव अ सीट। आज मैले अघि पनि भनिसकेँ, हाम्रो लागि एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण क्षण हो। हामीले विगतमा पनि पूर्वाञ्चल क्यान्सर अस्पताल उद्घाटन गर्दा होस् या B&C टिचिङ अस्पताल उद्घाटन गर्दा होस्, हामीले धेरै कुराहरू जुन कुरा भन्दै आएका थियौँ आज हामीले त्यो पुरा गरेका छौँ। आज यहाँको समाज, यहाँको राजनीतिक, यहाँको मिडियाले चाहिँ हामीलाई साथ सहयोग गरेको छ, त्यसमा प्रति म अस्पतालको तर्फबाट धेरै कृतज्ञता व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। र आजसम्म जुन तपाईँले माया हौसला गरेर हामीले यहाँसम्म आउन मद्दत पुर्याउनुभयो, भविष्यमा पनि यस्तै माया र हौसला दिनुहुन्छ भन्ने आशा व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। र धेरैले भन्न गथे दुर्गा प्रसाई सरले यत्रो फङ्सन गर्दाखेरि कतिले पत्याइरहेका थिएनन्, B&C टिचिङ अस्पताल बनाउँदा पत्याइरहेका थिएनन्, पूर्वाञ्चल क्यान्सर अस्पताल बनाउँदा पत्याइरहेका थिएनन्। तर आज दुर्गा प्रसाई सरले र उहाँको टिमले आज यो गरेर देखाइदिनु भएको छ। हिजो कतिजनाले त यो बनाउँदै गर्दा बौला भने, तर आज दुबईको महामहिम यहाँ आइपुगेर यस्तो दिन बौलाहरूले नै बनाउने हो, हाम्रो तपाईँलाई साथ छ भन्ने कुरा आइसक्नु भएको छ। यो कुराले स्वयं दुर्गा प्रसाई सरले नै राख्नुहुनेछ। र म यति भन्दा पनि भन्न चाहन्छु, आज गरिबहरूको लागि, आज सुकुम्बासीहरूको लागि, आज सामाजिक होइन आर्थिक क्षेत्रको लागि, सबैको लागि आज दुर्गा प्रसाई सर एउटा अभिन्न अङ्ग बन्नुभएको छ। आज जुन चिजमा हामीले अघि इनाग्रेसन गऱ्यौँ, शिलान्यास सँगसँगै आज उद्घाटन गऱ्यौँ, शिलान्यास अगाडि नै भइसकेको थियो, उद्घाटन गऱ्यौँ। उद्घाटन गर्दै गर्दाखेरि आज जुन एउटा मेसिनको उद्घाटन भयो, पेट सिटी स्क्यान मेसिन, त्यो आफैमा एउटा ठुलो मेसिन हो। क्यान्सर उपचारको लागि, क्यान्सर ट्रिटमेन्टको लागि पेट सिटी स्क्यान एउटा माइलस्टोन हुन सक्छ। आज नेपालमा त्यही पेट सिटी स्क्यान गर्नका लागि धेरै नेपालीहरू भारत जानु पर्थ्यो, धेरै नेपालीहरू अन्य मुलुक जानु पर्थ्यो। अब भोलिदेखि पर्सिदेखि नै यसको अन्त्य भएको छ। पेट सिटी सेन्टर भनेर पूर्वाञ्चल क्यान्सर अस्पतालमा आज शुभारम्भ भइसकेको छ र धेरै नेपालीहरूले यसलाई फाइदा पुर्याउनेछ। र अब क्यान्सर ट्रिटमेन्टको लागि कहीँ पनि जानु पर्दैन। आज हामीले जुन तल तपाईँहरू माझमा आउन अलिकति हामीलाई ढिलो भयो, हामीलाई अलिकति हामीले महामहिमलाई हामीले अस्पतालको बारेमा तल देखायौँ, उहाँले हाम्रो प्रविधि हेरेर छक्क पर्नुभयो। यो यस्तो प्रविधि पनि नेपालमा छ, यस्तो पनि ट्रिटमेन्ट हुन्छ भनेर उहाँले हेर्नुभयो। यसको लागि म सम्पूर्ण हाइनेसको टिमलाई कृतज्ञता व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। र सम्पूर्ण उपस्थित महानुभावहरू, आज जुन चिज हामी यहाँ गरेर गर्दैछौँ यो एकदमै पवित्र उद्देश्यले गरिएको चिज हो। यो हाम्रो लागि गरिएको चिज होइन, यो तपाईँहरूको लागि गरिएको चिज हो। आज नेपाली जनता, नेपालमा बस्ने सम्पूर्ण भाषीहरू कुनै चिजको उपचार गर्न बाहिर जान नपरोस्, सबै सेवा नेपालमै होस्, नेपालमै उपचार गर्न सकौँ भन्ने उद्देश्यले यो गरिएको हो। र यसमा साथ दिनको लागि आउनुभएका दुबईका महामहिम जसले दुर्गा सरले एउटा निमन्त्रणलाई सहर्ष स्वीकार गरेर